What's up, everybody, and welcome to an all-new episode of Casters of Horror. I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane, and this week we take a trip to Salem's Lot.
Yes.
The new one.
The new one.
The new Salem's Lot.
The redo version of Salem's Lot.
Yes.
This is actually the third version of Salem's Lot, believe it or not. One of them came out in the 1970s. The other one, I believe the early 2000s, I want to say. And then this one that just recently came out in 2024. This was written and directed by Gary Dauberman, based off the novel by Stephen King. It stars Lewis Pullman, Mackenzie Lee, Jordan Preston Carter. We've also got Alfre Woodard in this thing. We've got Bill Camp, John Benjamin Hickey, Pilu Asbeck, William Sadler, and the list goes on and on and on. But great cast of characters that they had for this. Anyway, this follows along the town of Jerusalem's Lot. I believe that was that Massachusetts?
I don't know, actually.
Anyway, it's a town of Jerusalem's Lot. Maine,
where a lot of Stephen King stories are set.
Yeah, well, you know, him being from that area and everything. I guess you write what you know. That's why I haven't written anything. So we have this author. He returns to his hometown of Jerusalem's Lot. He's trying to look for inspiration for his next book. And we come to find out that the town is the townspeople are being attacked by vampires, or one in particular, and then making more, but whatever. Anyway, like I said, this film stars Lewis Pullman, who is the son of Bill Pullman, also known as the American president from what was that movie with Will Smith where the Independence Day?
Yeah, Independence
Day. Bill Pullman, great actor, and his son is incredible as well. He starred in Top Gun Maverick. He was also in Bad Times at El Royale. Let's see, what else was he in?
That's interesting. I didn't know that's who that was. Although I kept watching him and being like, man, this guy looks familiar, but I have no idea who he is.
He does. Yeah. He was also in the TV show Outer Range. Great actor. But we've also got, like I said, come on, work, Mackenzie Lee, who's done a lot of TV stuff, and Jordan Preston Carter, which impressed the hell out of me, playing Mark Petrie.
Same.
This dude came on and lit up the screen, man. Really, really good young actor. So check him out if you guys haven't checked any of his stuff out. What else has he been in? Ramble on, Shane, while I look him up.
I actually looked him up after I finished the movie, and I didn't really recognize anything, so I think he's...
Powers, the TV series, Shaft.
Yeah. So he's been in several things. I feel like he's just kind of like maybe getting into the big time, though.
Yeah. So. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing him in a lot more stuff.
Same.
That is definitely for sure. Yeah, he's done a lot of TV stuff. But anyway, so I had not seen any of the original ones. I'm going to lay that out there. I bad horror host. But I had not seen any of the original ones, and so when I heard that this one came out and was a really, really good version of it, I'm like, I gotta check this out. And I like Stephen King. I like his books. However, some of his adaptations can be a little weak.
Yeah.
So as we saw with The Shining, and you guys are going to hate me again. Oh my, this is just the episode where everybody can hate me. That's for sure.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Why not? And you guys can write us at castersofhorror@gmail.com. Anyway, or put it on, in the comments down below. While you're there, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Why not? We'll get it in as much as we possibly can. That's what she said. You not ever seen in these films. We're kind of seeing a resurgence of vampires this year with this. Renfield came out last year, I guess it was. We're getting some other vampire stuff. What's your thoughts on this film? Their take
Yeah,
on it.
yeah, and I do want to say I've you mentioned you've never seen this. I've also never read the book.
Okay.
I know this is one of his earliest books, I believe.
Yeah.
I've heard it is one of his
One of
scariest
his
novels.
one of his scariest and one of his best is
Yeah,
what I've heard.
yeah. So watching this movie makes me want to go read the book, just like watching The Shining did.
Yeah.
Um, this movie, I don't know. This is a weird one for me because I feel like in the first half hour of this movie, like nothing happens.
Okay.
Right. It takes about 29 minutes for something to actually happen, it seems like.
It
And yet
takes a little bit of time. Yeah, yeah.
at the same time, I felt like, man, this should have been like a mini series or something, which I can't
And
remember if the
the
original
original
was.
1979 one was a miniseries.
Okay, okay. I
Yeah.
thought it might have been. I think this movie could have benefited from that, from being a bit extended, right?
Okay.
I thought this movie was aggressively average. Okay. It's
What a comment.
yeah. It's
Shane from Castles of Horror, aggressively average.
aggressively average. No, I mean, I can't think of any movie I've watched this year that was more than this one. Right?
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Really? Okay.
This was a pretty vanilla vampire flick, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I didn't find it to be overly scary, obviously, which is fine. Uh, I don't know, man. This one just I didn't hate this one. It was fine.
Yeah.
You know
It
what
was
this
just kind
reminds
of
me
a
of?
meh. No.
This is a so this was on Max, I think. Was
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Max
Max
original,
Original.
right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it seems like a made for premium TV movie, right? This is somewhere between The Langoliers and I don't know, 1408, right?
I
So
liked 1408. I thought
yeah, I
1408
did
was
too.
okay.
But it was a theatrical movie,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
one for me, it didn't feel like a cheap made for TV movie, but it felt like a made for premium TV movie, and it was fine. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I've seen much better vampire flicks. My thing is like you could watch this. You could also just go watch Midnight Mass and you would have a much better time in my
Yes.
opinion. So
Yes. Midnight Mass was incredible. If you guys
yes.
haven't checked that one out, check it out on Netflix. It is well worth the watch.
Yeah.
And a
And if
miniseries.
anything, yeah, and it's a miniseries. And
Yeah.
honestly, the whole time I was watching this is like, I should go watch Midnight Mass again. So
I now that you mention it, I'm like, man, yeah.
yeah. There's
I
my
kinda wanna
review
watch
of this
that.
movie. My review of the new Salem's Law is go watch Midnight Mass.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, the scathing review from Shane there.
Yeah.
I'm kind of I don't want to say I'm on the opposite end of you of your review. I think I lean a little bit more towards the I liked it. I had
Okay.
fun with it. Was it the best thing that I've seen all year? It's not going in my top 10. I'll put it
No.
that way.
No.
But it was to me it was fun enough. I had a good time watching it. It kept my interest. Which someone who has ADHD like me has a hard time paying attention to much of anything. So
Yeah.
this one kept my attention at least. Um, I had fun with it. Like I said, I thought Lewis Pullman did a great job.
Yeah.
And like I said, Jordan Preston Carter was amazing in this what was it, Mike?
Mark.
Yeah, Mike,
Mark. Mark.
Mark,
Absolute
Mark.
standout character. Absolute standout actor in this film.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know. I liked it, but it's not it's not a man. I'm gonna go watch Midnight Mass. now, now
Yeah,
that you mention it, I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Uh, it's worth the watch if you have HBO Max. If you have Max, go ahead and watch it. To me,
mhm.
it was well enough worth watching it if you already have it. Should you go out of your way to get Max to watch this film? No.
No,
I mean, it was it was okay. Uh,
yeah,
yeah, it's I went into it with no expectations. So I mean that was a big thing.
same,
So I
same.
didn't walk away from it disappointed. Um I I don't know. I liked some of the bits in it. I liked some
Mhm.
of the so I was a little tense in some areas of it, and so to
Sure,
me that kind of makes a good enough film.
yeah.
Um, but is it one of my favorites that we've watched this year? By far, no.
No, no,
Um,
no. And I
but
think if if I had any expectations at all, it's just that I have heard many people say that Salem's Lot is one of their favorite Stephen King books, and that
yeah,
it is one of his scariest.
yeah,
Uh, and so I haven't read that yet. I want to now.
yeah,
I will say that this adaptation does not lead me to believe it is one of his scariest. So maybe the book is scarier.
yeah, yeah,
That's about all I can say. Is if this is one of his scariest stories, this movie doesn't convey that, in my opinion.
yeah.
But it's
And you're
still
not.
it's fine. It's
And,
you know
and you're not in the minority of saying that this should have been a mini series. I
okay.
went through and I watched or read a lot of comments on this and everything, and a lot of people said that they thought their only issue with it is it should have been longer. There wasn't
Mm,
enough buildup in it, and when I first read that, I was kind of like, I don't know. And then there's a part of me that if you take it to a mini series, I think they could have built up the characters a lot more. They could have built up the story of the shopkeeper and all that sort of stuff. They could have built
mhm.
him up a little bit more. I think if it was a mini series, yes, I would
Yeah.
agree. It needed to be longer. Did it need to be a longer film? No.
No.
I don't think it needed to be a longer film.
No.
The pace of it was good for what it was. So,
Yeah.
but
And if it had been a miniseries, then that first half hour where I felt like nothing was really happening would have been fine.
yeah,
Right. And I think, this film.
because it's TV, we can
Yeah,
just do
yeah.
whatever we
But I
want,
mean,
put crap
you
all
have
over it.
time then to
Yeah,
build up to all these things, whereas this
yeah,
movie it spent a lot of time setting stuff up, and then a lot of things happen quickly. Look, a lot of people die in this movie, and honestly, I didn't really care about any of them because I didn't have enough time
yeah,
to get to care about them.
yeah,
Right? So I don't know.
yeah.
It was fine. I mean, I think it's worth a watch, but I'm not gonna suggest you go out of your way to do so, like you said. So
This is Chris and Shane's mediocre, or what was it? Aggressively mediocre,
aggressively
uh,
average.
aggressively average your reviews of
Yeah.
films. So, well, let us know what you guys think or thought, or what your opinions are on Salem's Lot, either the book, the miniseries, the new one. Let us know down in the comments down below what your guys' thoughts were on all of it. And while you're down there, make sure to hit like and subscribe. The first 50 subscribers that we get off of this episode in particular gets to continue breathing. So anyway, make sure you guys leave some comments down below. We love reading them whenever you guys do. And hopefully it helps us get better at what we're doing. I've got new headphones on this week and it's throwing me off so
Yeah.
bad.
That's it
Like
with
I
you.
feel like I'm stumbling all over my words. So I mean, whatever. Anyway, it's you guys don't need to know about that. You don't care. Anyway, until next time, people, I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane.
Get the hell out of here.
See
We'll
ya.
see you guys.